Hi everyone, my name is Aneeca Kulatunge and today I'll be presenting my project DuoHaus. This design was developed as part of my tiny house course guided by my professor Adrian in collaboration with Habitat for Humanity to create innovative and practical tiny home concepts. To talk a little bit about my inspiration project, I chose a tiny home by Madison Architects. A few things that I really admired about this project was the thoughtful choice of materials that they used. The deep, dark timber cladding contrasts beautifully with the bold yellow accents, creating a dynamic yet balanced visual impact. The interplay between the horizontal and vertical material patterns adds texture and depth to the building, subtly enhancing its clean, modern silhouette. Those were a few features that I really admired about this building. A little bit about my interim submission. My concept statement was to embrace minimal living and feng shui principles to create a balanced, functional, and calming space that supports student wellness, focus, and adaptability. In terms of strategies, I wanted to use a lot of natural cladding like wood and neutral plaster with textural contrast to emphasize simplicity. I also wanted to connect the inside spaces to the garden or the sky by either adding a circular moon gate type of window or an arch. And my last strategy was to have a distinct architectural frame around the entrance to create a functional transition from the outside world into a more focused space, which is the interior of the house. I got feedback regarding the front indent being a waste of space and added no value to the floor plan. So, to eliminate this, I removed the indent and explored alternative facade design features, as I really use the indent to act more of a design feature rather than add any value to the floor plan. Also, the curtain wall on the side would be extremely expensive to build, considering this is supposed to be affordable housing for students. I didn't want to add extra costs, so I added more windows and a skylight to maintain natural light in the interior while eliminating that curtain wall on the side that I used to bring a lot of light into the house. Also, my in terms of material, I wanted to first keep it very plain and simple, but I got feedback regarding adding more character to my house. So I incorporated two contrasting exterior materials to create a more dynamic and visually engaging design, which I will further go into in the next slide, where you will see my final submission. This is my final submission. This is DuoHaus. To talk a little bit about it, my concept statement remains the same as mentioned in my previous slide about my interim submission. It still embraces minimal living and feng shui principles that creates a balanced, functional, and calming space that supports student wellness, focus, and adaptability. I did, however, change up the strategies. My first strategy remains the same with the use of natural cladding for the exterior. So I did use wood for both sides of my house. As you can see, there are two shades. I really wanted to play around with textures but still keeping wood as my main type of cladding. My strategy two is inspired by feng shui principles. The layout places private areas such as the bedroom away from active and social workspaces to support a calm atmosphere. I want to improve energy flow and create a clear boundary between rest and activity. Hence why I have placed my bedroom on one side of the house, whereas my living room, kitchen, dining is on the opposite side of the house. So this really creates a clear boundary between rest and activity. That was one of my strategies that I really wanted to showcase through my floor plan. In terms of my third strategy, I still wanted to bring in a lot of natural light into the spaces, and to do so, I removed the curtain wall that I initially had in my previous submission, but instead added a lot of large windows and a skylight to bring in abundant daylight, making the interior feel more open, airy, and connected to the outdoors. I aim to make most of my interior spaces cozy by using a lot of wood tones and also playing around with lighting and making sure it is the perfect setting for students to reside and live in. Thank you so much for listening, and I really hope you like my design.